Maya, you have been a team member with Pipeline for how long now?
About 3 years.
3 years. So you've been cranking it out for a while with us here, and we're going to talk about captions today. Something you've probably got a lot of experience with, and you've probably been in the headspace of, man, I don't really know what to even say with this.
Oh yeah.
So you're going to kind of talk us through how you handle that, how you navigate those waters. Let's start off by just kind of setting the tone with what's the purpose in your mind for the caption to begin with.
So your caption is an easy way to lead your fans where you want them to go. So do you want them to go to your website? Do you want them to go to your blog? That's how you can view your caption.
Yeah, kind of create a little call to action, some engagement.
Yes, tell them what you want your fans to do.
Makes way too much sense. So with that in mind, when you're in those moments of you feel like you don't have any ideas, not really sure where to start or where to begin, what do you go to kind of help launch you into formulating a caption? Okay,
so before we get into all the tips, we just want to preface that we are assuming that, for the sake of time, that you already know, what you're marketing, your business, what you're trying to sell, your vision and your mission.
Absolutely.
So, of course, you want to start there. We can go into that in another live video another day.
Right. Yeah, if you're not sure where you're at on that, give us a call.
Yes. So, the most important tip, I think, is before you even start obsessing about thinking of catchy captions, is to not stress about it.
Okay.
Don't stress about it. You do not have to be the most original person online to make good content. You don't have to have the most original ideas for your post to be successful. That's not the most important thing. Don't get tripped up on that.
Sure.
So, with that weight lifted, if you really just, you're spinning your wheels, you're trying to be consistent with your posts, but you're dry, you don't have any more ideas. What can you do to get those wheels turning?
That's what I got to know.
What can we do? So it's really simple.
Okay, I like simple. Simple is great.
The answer is Google.
Of course
it is. Y'all are familiar with that. You can just go into Google, and for inspiration, you can type caption ideas.
Okay.
So let's do that right now. It's going to. Let's see. You ready?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm just going to enter in just that, caption ideas. And so right away, you'll see plenty of options.
Yes, no shortage of options.
You'll
that's
find,
for sure.
I'm sure this works on Pinterest too. You can enter these ideas into Pinterest and find a lot. Let's go with the first one. 13 creative Instagram caption ideas. So these are just some ideas in general. So they have a list here. Number 1, questions. Ask a question for your caption. Number 2, metaphors. Captions related to your photo. Easy. You got something catchy already off the top. Use that.
So using the content.
Mm-hmm. So you can kind of get some inspiration from articles like this.
I like 13.
Be yourself.
Yes.
Be original.
Absolutely.
Okay. Let's go back. Okay, let me just search summer ideas, summer captions.
That makes a lot of sense. We're in the throes of summer now.
So, summer captions. And right off the top here, 200 plus interesting summer captions. So.
No shortage.
Yes. 200 captions. 200 ideas that you could use. So you can probably grab a lot of these. I know I've seen some of these before. Easy.
Yeah, life is better in flip-flops.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So yeah, just do that. You don't have to stress out about being original every post. Your business is already original. You are already original the way your business is. Some people might be selling the same things as you, but you have your own unique vision for your business. You have your own unique thing you're doing. So don't put all the stress on yourself to make up the most original captions.
Right. Yeah.
That's the main idea there.
Awesome. So
now I'm just going to show you some captions that I like.
I love it. I'm loving what I'm seeing here.
This is Domino's.
Of course.
Domino's Instagram. Domino's just moved down the street.
So you're eating a lot of Domino's.
I eat a lot of Domino's. I'm on their Instagram. So I like this post. I like their caption here. It just says, you bread twist so fine.
Nice.
Have you ever heard of this song before?
Oh, yes. Very familiar.
Yeah, it's not a new song, but they've made it new with their content. They probably could have even put a little, music note emoji in here, and there, easy.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it plays on the the funness of the twist.
Yes.
With the bread twist.
Very fun.
Awesome.
Okay, so let's do a pipeline example too.
I love it.
I'm gonna scroll down. Okay, I want to highlight this post. I'll read the caption. Quick tip. There is a time for long captions, but usually short and sweet is best. Very fitting for what we're doing.
Absolutely.
But what I want to highlight is that what photo do we see here?
I mean, it's pretty plain and
Yes. It doesn't really have anything to do with what we are talking about.
right.
But it still works somehow. We picked a photo that we like. It uses pipeline blue, and it's artsy and it's cool, but it's not. It doesn't have to be literal. Not every post you do has to be literal. I see it a lot with other pages. For example, I see it with like wedding dress pages a lot. On Friday, they'll be like Happy Friday, but their content will be like a dress that they offer,
Yeah.
or a venue or something. That doesn't have anything to do with Happy Friday, but
Right.
it's fun. It's light. It kind of mixes up your feed, and it allows you to kind of be a little more creative with your captions.
Yeah, and it allows the user to kind of leave it open to interpretation
Yes.
and play on that.
Okay.
Fantastic. So those are great examples, great information. Here's a question I have for you that I think a lot of people probably want some insight on this as well. Should I try to be funny? I think people are always wanting to try to get that catchy, funny vibe. Is that something that you recommend doing all the time?
No. You don't have to be funny all the time. You can also let go of the pressure to be funny all the time. I think the most important thing is to figure out the tone of your business and kind of stick with that. So that'll make it easier when you're making posts. It'll make it easier for you to think of things if you're not always thinking about your like identity every time you post. And it'll make it easier for your fans to know kind of what you'll be posting like regularly. Sure. If you are silly, then yeah, your silliness should come out on your social. You should be silly. But not everyone gets to be silly. Like with the pizza example, it's pizza.
Yeah, pizza party.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
It's easy to be silly, but you might be an accountant or lawyer, or you might just not want to be silly all the time. You might want to have a more serious tone, maybe a nonprofit, and so maybe jokes and silly captions won't work for you.
Right.
But maybe you have a great product that people really love. Maybe you're filling a need that you see in the world, and you get great reviews. Make that your caption. You don't have to. Your captions don't have to be just you coming up with funny things. You can make your great reviews your captions.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Very smart.
Another alternative to being funny that's still light is just to ask a question. You could have maybe two similar products and they're a little different. You're asking your fans, which one did you like better? Which, give me something. Let me get some feedback on this. That way it's still light and it's not like not every post needs to be go into great detail. But it's, a way to engage with your fans. And I know a lot of people think, I don't really want to ask a question because, I don't have a lot of fans yet. Well, one day you might. And you want your fans in the future to always be able to scroll through your feed and see that you were always engaging,
right. Set that precedent.
Yes. It takes zero effort to show you care about your fans. You don't have to have all this creativity. It takes zero creativity and catchy puns and all that to just show you care about.
Man, that's huge right there. I feel like highlight that point, write that down somewhere, log that away. That's really, really important information. So let's talk about. I want to shift gears on you here a little bit, and let's talk about something that I'm sure 90% of the people probably struggle with this. How long should the caption be?
So I think a lot of people get tripped up on this too. I think in general, the answer to this is usually keep it short. Keep it short. But you can't always keep it short. Sometimes you have more to say. So I think what's more important is that you might have to do a longish post sometimes, but your ideas always need to be kind of simple, light, and in general, your post needs to be easy to read. So if it's longer, just make it a little easier to read by adding spaces, bullet points. I know on Instagram, people, get creative with the spaces and the emojis. Long posts do well. A lot of people do like stories. They'll tell a story on their Instagram, and as long as it's not a struggle for fans to read, they will read it. So don't get caught up on trying to make every post 2 sentences. Like if you need longer, that's fine. Just make it clear.
Sure.
It's more important.
And how many ideas would you say you want to build on in there? Like, is there a max number?
I would say, especially if it's an important post, don't don't go past like 3 big ideas. People can usually digest about 3 ideas.
Okay.
And then that's when they're just like, ooh, that's too much.
Yeah.
So keep it under 3 ideas, especially if it's something important. Put the important parts in the front if it's going to be longer. So just make it easy.
Gotcha.
Make it till it's no work.
So I know this is something you've probably seen before. Let's say I've created some really great content, great picture, great video, but I post it and don't put any kind of captioning there. What would you say to that?
I don't know why you wouldn't put a caption in there.
Right.
If someone's following you and they're going to see the post, you might as well use that. Use your platform. You might as well put something there. I think some people maybe don't know what to say because they don't have an idea just yet.
Sure.
Take it easy. Like, it doesn't have to be a perfect caption every time. Over time, you'll kind of learn how to talk to your fans. If you want to share something and all you have to say is, this is really interesting, I wanted to share it with you, that's fine.
Yeah.
You don't want to just have nothing there.
Yeah, because again, the whole idea is to give your users a springboard into the conversation, into the engagement side of things.
They don't know what to do with that. You have to let them know, this is what I want you to do, with this.
Little guidance, little nudge. Perfect. Well, guys, I think we're up against it on the time. Maya, thank you so much for joining us today and dropping a wealth of knowledge on us around captioning. If you have any questions, please feel free to post this, and somebody on the back end of this, probably not me, somebody much smarter who knows what they're doing, will answer that for you. But thanks so much again for joining us. We encourage you to continue joining us with our Pipeline live streams. Also, check us out on social. And check out our website, www.pipelinesocialmedia.com. That's all we have for you today. Everybody, you take care. Happy 4th of July, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.